So I guess this is a 3-day NaNoWriMo update. I'm really sorry about that. I just didn't film anything yesterday because it was my birthday, and the day before yesterday either because I didn't write as much as I wanted to. So first let me show you my stats. So as you can see, here is the day before yesterday, and I only wrote a little bit. I was at 35,865 on the 15, and on the 16 I had like a bit less than 2,000 like words written. And my goal on that day was to get to 40,000, so I tried to push it and push it and push it, and I didn't make the video because it was too late when I actually stopped writing, and I was only at that. Then the next day, my birthday, so I woke up really early. I woke up at 6 in the morning and I wrote until noon, so you can see the big difference. So that's a lot of words, at 6,000-ish words on that day. So I made like a very big jump in here. And the goal was to get to 42,500, which is basically the word count that I would have if I was clearly writing 2,500 every day. But I couldn't make it, so yeah. And today I woke up like at 4 in the morning, but that was not good. I was super tired. I had a book to read and I had to make some review, which you can find on Goodreads. I wrote 3 reviews today. So I did all that. I finished the book, I wrote the 3 reviews I hadn't written before. And of course, after that I went back to bed because waking up at 4 a.m. is never a good thing. Like, of course I need a nap later. And I woke up like super late. Like, I slept like 10 hours. I don't know, like, I have been sort of sleep deprived for a while. Like, as you know, my back was painful. Maybe tomorrow I'll make a video about that. So my back was painful, and so I couldn't sleep properly. So like recently I find a cure of sorts, so my back isn't painful anymore. And since then I sleep like very long hours. So I think maybe my body is trying to catch back on the sleep that I didn't get before. So my schedule is a bit hectic because I would wake up very early and then I would crash in the middle of the day and sleep for a long time and still go to bed like 11-ish, so it's pretty bad. Like, I mean, I spend a lot more time sleeping than anything else, so that's why the videos are not coming up as fast as I used to, because I cannot film when I'm asleep anyway. And my words, well, I'm not like, it's not bad. Like, I need a little bit more than 8,000 words, and I'm probably going to be done in a few days. If it's not on the 20 like I planned, it's probably going to be 21 or 22, so it's not a big deal. And actually my goal, I realized that if I continue this for another 2 or 3 months, I'll be able to finish this book, because I think this book is going to be like 2,500,000 or something, so 300,000. So it's going to be a very long book, because she is supposed to stop at 7 cities, which I'm probably going to make 5 before she stops at her last stop. So every of those cities she's going to have to do something like she's doing now, and she's still at the first city and I'm at 40,000 words, and she's going to stay there a little bit longer. So technically, if I make every single city about the same length, that's another 200,000 words. And then there's going to have, like, when she arrives where she's supposed to be, and fix her problem, reach her conclusion. So that's going to be probably another 50,000, if not 100,000. So it's going to be a very long book. And the thing is, my vampire novel, that is on every Friday, so you might have seen it today on my blog. It's really long. It's my longest work. It's 350,000 words so far, maybe a little bit more than that. And I saw it was never gonna end. And it's also about a journey. So Viorel, the vampire, has lost part of his memory, is recovering it slowly, and he is traveling to Europe to find ally, to find strength, to fight his enemies, sort of. And it's taking him like forever because he's discovering alchemy. He goes through Europe, there is like books burning there, he's meeting with different creatures, vampire, werewolf. So it's a very, very big story, and it's taking a lot of words, of course, because it's so long. And he's nowhere near coming back home so far, so it's probably going to double or triple that. And I was thinking of making it a trilogy. So it's a very, very long book, and I'm writing it in and out because I don't see the end of it. I don't know how it's going to end. I don't know how it's going to end. I don't know how it's going to get there. And when you're in the middle, it's really hard to write. Like when you are this middle of the story is always so difficult to go through because so many things are supposed to be happening. And for me it gets longer and longer because I really want them to be happening like well and well explained and well described and all of that. So the middle of the story is always the most difficult part, and when the middle of the story is like 300,000 words long, it gets really, really bad. Like it takes a while, and because it takes so long it's difficult to write for me. But like because with a new story I know it's going to get long, and I could kind of manage to know how long it's going to be, and it just kind of tell me that yeah, I can write the Viorel story, I can continue and finish it. It's just going to take me 3 or 4 months more if I write 2,500 words every day, or even maybe 5 months, and that's not a big deal. Like it's just such a small part of your life. 5 months is like nothing. So what I think I decided is I'm going to try, and even after NaNoWriMo is over, I'm going to try to write my 2,500 words every day so that I can finish the book I'm writing, like Witch Rising. Then I can try and finish all the drafts that I started, and then I can try and finish to write my series of like for demons. So after that I'm going to show you the tree so you can see that. But after like I have Mermaid Law to write, I have the like Norse God story, I have a lot of different story to write. So yeah, and let me show you my tree. So this is basically what I call my tree. So what I have written so far is Demon Soul, Demon Fairy, Demon World, Dark Druid was written, but it's so violent. It's really terrible. I don't know where all that violence came, but it was written, but it probably needs to be like completely rewritten in a very different way. Blue Angel was written, Fairy World was written. So after Fairy World, we have what's going on now, like the rise, like Witch Rising, which isn't appearing here, but it's kind of here, Witch Rising. And so I need to write the Elven Age, which is happening in the fairy world while Brony is walking around. I have Mermaid Law, which is going to be happening in the sea while Brony is walking around. And I have Clone, which is what Sahel is going to be doing, because Sahel appeared at the beginning of the Witch Rising story, but it doesn't appear anymore because I decided to follow Brony only. But he would go to the Clone. And Hunter Rising has been written partially, so I need to finish this draft. And it's going to lead to Clone. So I need to first, I can write Elven Age, Mermaid Law, and finish Hunter Rising, which is going to be very long too. And it's going to go to Clone. And then when I finish to write Clone, I'm going to have the Phoenix Legend, which is going to be about you. Probably you and Sahel, but I'm thinking maybe it's going to be more about you and Sahel. And then Norse Demon, which is basically the demon of the north who appear in the demon world, and Blue Angel are going to be part of. These stories are going to go home to the north. And so that's what's written so far for this series, and there's going to be another book that happened before about Morgan. So that's it. And it's called The House at the Crossing because like this fantasy part and this fantasy part are sort of attached to each other because the house in Demon Soul and the house in Attic Mirror is the same. So Attic Mirror is already out, it has already been written, and from there I'm going to have to write Green Hillock, which is the second book. And I'm planning on writing like a prequels, which are called Tenaria Chronicle, with one different story for how the different hillocks have been discovered. So that's what's going on so far, and then Vampire Heart has been written partially, as I just told you before. And I need to write another story which is called Sunkiss, which is kind of contemporary with Demon Soul, so kind of at the very beginning of the Demon series. So you have here the Demon series, and you have all the things that are relating from the house at the crossing, and here you have the Bayar house, which is about like Sedana Bayar and his sister Taika, and like how Sedaya and Grenadine are supposed to get together. So I need to write that. It's kind of contemporary to maybe more demon and fairy than Demon Soul, but because like some clues of what's going on with between Sedana, even maybe Fairy World. I don't think they're together yet. Within Fairy World they probably get together, or Blue Angel. I have to check that out and see which is really contemporary, because they have been like running around each other for a while, so I need to figure that out. And then on the other side we have the science fiction thing, and the science fiction has two different stories. So Rainbow Catcher, which I'm trying to edit, but it's getting really slow because it's difficult for me to edit and write at the same time. It's something I need to fix about myself. So maybe after Rainbow Catcher I'm going to write the Police Sky Chronicle, because they are going to try maybe catch more rainbows. So that is a possibility. It's not really a thing. You can see it's like name of the series there, but there is no titles in this series. And on the other side we have the Parallel Sleep series with Imposter, which is the first, and that's the one you can see on my blog every Thursday, just named Parallel Sleep, because at the time I didn't know there was going to be 2 books. And Rebel, which is not finished, but I think Imposter is so much better than Rebel so far, so I'm kind of annoyed at the way Rebel is going. So that's why it's not finished yet, because I just got so annoyed with my main character, and I need to spin her around a little bit to make it like really good. So anyway, and then I have Detective Story. So Harajuku Kiss is already out, and like French physicist is back to go to a conference, and apparently there is a murder there. So I have a lot of words for that, but it's far from being finished because the murder just occurred, and basically the only thing she does is fighting with one of her co-workers, and I don't know what that is, but they are really annoying with each other and I don't like it. So yeah, I kind of need to rewrite that part. But anyway, so that's my plan for writing. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3 books to finish, and then I have like 4 books to finish, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books to write, without counting the one I'm writing right now. So that's a lot of work, and it sounds like a lot of fun. Like if I can manage to write everything that's on this picture, I think I can be really proud of myself. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't have any tips for today because, well, it was 10 tips and this is like I already gave you 11. So yeah, the only thing is just write, guys. At this point, all you can do to help yourself winning is write, and I'm going to be writing probably after I finish creating this video. So I'll probably have a lot more words for tomorrow, and maybe tomorrow I'll tell you a bit more about the story I'm writing right now and how it come to that. So what's actually happened in the demon's story. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please have fun whatever you do and have fun with your writing. And see you next time for something else. Bye!